Guten Tag, Studenten. Today I'm going to talk to you about using the past tense of haben and sein. So as you know, the past tense for most verbs would be the auxiliary verb would become haben, and then you'd plug it into the ge, en, or the ge, t. So ich habe getrunken, ich habe gegessen, ich habe gesprochen, ich habe gelernt, ich habe getextet, right? So that's the simple past. Now when you use the verb haben or bin, or sind, right, the sign verb, those are not going to use that same past tense because it becomes very redundant. For example, if you say ich habe gehabt, do you see how haben and haben are, it's the same verb twice, right? So it's very redundant. I mean, you can build it that way, but people do not because it is redundant. Ich habe gehabt, hat gehabt. So kind of awkward. So to avoid that, use a different past tense with haben. And so rather than say ich habe gehabt, you say ich hatte. So ich hatte einen Kaffee. I had a coffee. And then you wouldn't say ich habe einen Kaffee getrunken. But it would be the same thing, right? I had a coffee. Ich hatte einen Kaffee. Oder ich habe einen Kaffee getrunken. So just rather than say habe gehabt, you say ich hatte, du hattest, and these same endings, the verb endings that you're familiar with already, st, but it looks almost like the modal verbs because s, and s, third person, is the same as first person, so similar to the modal verbs. And then back at plural, all en, sie hatten, wir hatten, and then ihr, back to the T, but of course you can't have T, 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 three T's, so you have to insert an E here. So hattet, ihr hattet. So again, anytime, just replace that. If you're talking about gestern, heute, morgen, so simple past tense, recent past, is still ich hatte rather than habe gehabt. And the same for was. Right? Because you would say, ich bin gewesen. It's very awkward to say that. Ist gewesen. So then to say where you were this morning or where you were yesterday, heute Morgen, gestern, letzte Woche, very near future still. So it would be simple past in English, and in German, where you typically use the imperfect, ich habe getrunken, ich bin gegangen, then you would say, ich war. Ich war gestern im Kino. Ich war gestern zu Hause. Ich war gestern on the college. Heute Morgen war ich bei mir. So, du warst, and the same like a modal. Again, it looks like a modal, right? Because the first and the third are the same, but the familiar ending, for du warst, and the same familiar ending that you already know for plural, en, wir waren, sie waren, und ihr wart, with a simple T. All right, danke.